Welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Tailgate podcast. With the latest news and fantasy football insights are your hosts, Howard and Will.
And welcome back to the Fantasy Tailgate podcast with me, the host, and my co-host, Will.
What's up, everybody?
So how are things going?
Pretty good. Just got my Ron Swanson cup here. So, can't be a bad day.
Give me all your eggs and bacon. Let me repeat that.
Seed.
I said all your eggs and bacon.
Well, this one just has a quote on the other side that just says, "I regret nothing." The end.
Nice. Now I have to watch that show again.
I never actually finished that show.
The ending of it wasn't that spectacular. But
I feel like that's the case for a lot of things nowadays.
Trying to think, the only show that I was actually satisfied with the ending is The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, that one wasn't bad. Friends wasn't terrible.
Friends was a good ending as well. How I Met Your Mother just sucked.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that one.
I know. One of my favorite shows of all time, and I'm left.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh,
nothing could have been as bad as the Lost season finale.
Yeah, I've gone back and I've rewatched Lost within the last couple of years, and it's still confusing and still not a great ending, but I don't hate it as much as I did the first time.
No. That's true. I never really hated the ending. I was just thinking, what the heck? What the heck?
Confused.
I think I got it finally, but it's like, oh, they were dead the whole time. They were in heaven already.
I mean, that's one way to take it. Well, anyway, that's not a Lost podcast.
Yes, that's right. We are not talking about the Lost here. We're talking about the state of the NFL fantasy football.
It started so intense and then got so cheery. Like the NFL's in crisis. Nope, just kidding. Hey, guys.
All right. So let's see. Okay, if I can control my computer. All right. All right. So we're going to do some news. News about a lot.
There's been a bit since the last time we talked about news.
Back to news. So the first news update I got is CD Lamb. Isn't that your favorite guy? Not expected to report to training camp.
I have nothing against CD Lamb. It's the team he plays for.
Oh, yeah. I guess you can blame Jerry Jones and the Cowgirls.
It's very easy to do because Jerry Jones apparently doesn't like paying his players because CD's not the only one still waiting on a contract.
Yeah. Well, look what happened last year with the running back, one of my favorite guys, Zeke.
Oh, yeah.
Zeke Elliott. He let him walk because he didn't want to pay him a little bit extra money. And now he brought him back because he absolutely needed him.
I mean, that one, I'm willing to give him a break on that one because Zeke's getting older. His production was going down. He wasn't Zeke in his prime. So, I get letting Zeke walk, but, if CD Lamb, he's one of the top 5 wide receivers in the NFL. Why are you not paying him, dude? Just do it.
And I will agree with that because he's also in the final year of his rookie contract. So he's still on his first contract.
Yeah.
And Zeke's on his fifth.
Well, yeah. Well, and then the Cowboys still aren't re-signing Dak or even Micah Parsons.
True.
They're not doing anything with anyone.
There's been rumors that Dak might get traded.
That'd be interesting.
And there's one team that I saw that was interesting, and they were talking about the Seattle Seahawks.
I wouldn't mind that. Dak to Seattle.
No.
That might be pretty good. Better
I
than
know.
what we got now. Geno.
Yes. I like Geno, but you know what? Dak Prescott is better.
Oh, yeah, by far. Oh, also, circling back to CeeDee Lamb. So, yeah, not expected to report to training camp. Now, I think, is when he gets into, if he doesn't show up, he's going to have to start paying fines for it.
Oh, yes.
So,
yes.
he's willing to lose some money to not show up. But, I mean, the way they have the sit-out rules and everything, I think it's almost guaranteed that he's going to play the season. It's just at what point.
Right. And this next this next news one that I thought he was still on the Dallas Cowboys because he hasn't really done much in the last couple of years. Michael Gallup.
Oh, yep.
He's apparently retiring. I didn't think he was in the league still.
A couple days ago, I think it was, I just found out he was on the Las Vegas Raiders. And then I see this news. I'm like, oh, just kidding. Now he's at home.
Yep.
But good for him. Very,
retire.
What do they say now? Mid-career?
Yeah. But one of those, it's like your career's not going much anywhere.
Yeah.
And maybe you might have some injury issues, and just maybe retiring is his best idea.
Yeah. What's best for him, best for his body, best for his family. So
hopefully he didn't spend his money frivolously.
Yeah, who knows? I feel like nowadays, players are getting a little smarter with their money, investing and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of them just blow it.
Yeah. So,
can you blame them? They're in their 20s, early 30s. Like, of course, they're going to want to spend some money.
And there's some defending champion news here. The first run after the first running back reps after Isaiah Pacheco at the Chiefs camp. The one that's getting the second reps is Deneric Prince.
I never even heard of this guy until I saw this news.
Yep, ahead of Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Oh, he is a undrafted free agent.
Oh, okay.
Clyde, what happened, dude? Like, I remember his rookie year, I had the 101 in our rookie draft. And I took Clyde. You were supposed to be so good. And you sucked ever since. Come on,
man. Also with the Kansas City Chiefs, I almost said Seattle Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs is this guy's a wide receiver on the team, and he's getting running back snaps over Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and that's Kadarius Toney.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I was wondering if that was more against Clyde or just like liking Toney and wanting to get him in the game more, but not necessarily trusting him to catch a ball.
Yes. He's got the moves and he's got the speed. Yeah. He's got the moves, he's got the speed. Try to see if he can be a running back instead. He just can't catch with this shit.
Do little like Deebo Samuel type stuff that they do in San Francisco.
Yeah. Yep.
That's actually probably more what they're thinking right there.
Right.
Get a little. I mean, Andy Reid, like he's always trying to think of new stuff, so I wouldn't put it past him to start taking some plays out of the San Francisco playbook.
I wouldn't put it past Andy Reid giving Kadarius Toney the ball to throw. I mean,
oh yeah. I mean, if he can throw, try it. Why not?
Yeah, he's a good coach. So Browns, Amari Cooper's getting a $5 million raise, while the team is also guaranteeing him $20 million currently left on his contract.
Yeah, I mean, he's their guy. I mean, really, what other wide receivers do the Browns have right now? Any of note?
No, only the tight end.
Oh, David Njoku. Yes.
Yes. So, yeah. And then let's see. Packers running back A.J. Dillon in the best shape of his life. I don't know how I got that one in there. According to the Matt LaFleur.
They're always in the best shape of their life. They're not going to report that they're in the worst shape.
Yeah,
That's just
that's
bad
true.
reporting. Oh man. Oh, I mean, I guess if he really looked like dog shit, pardon my language, they might report that.
Well, I think it could be a positive spin, especially since they're not paying their quarterback yet, and he's
That's true.
not going to be coming to camp until they do.
Yeah.
That's actually a new story I didn't have in there. Sorry.
I forgot about that one. That's why I was like, wait, what? I was trying to
But it's
remember it as you were
relative.
saying it.
It's related
You
to
want
the
to
Packers,
elaborate
though, at
on that
least.
one a little more?
Oh, the quarterback,
Mhm.
Jordan Love. He wants
Yeah.
a extension,
Okay.
and they're working on it because he said he's not coming to camp until he gets one.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't see the part where he wasn't going to come to camp. I thought they
According
were
to
just trying to work on an extension.
Reports, I mean that could be just maybe
Well, those could be skewed.
yes.
Yeah.
The reporters always mess things or add extra stuff.
Oh yeah.
Just to
yeah.
all
Just
right, and then
mess with
let's
people.
see. Brandon Ayuk is reporting to training camp despite not having a contract. So he's doing the
what
exact
else is he
opposite.
going to do? He
Yeah.
asked for a trade. What else can you do at that point?
Well, and then I have something else down. Jamar Chase's extension, and it's just basically the president saying that it's really not a good time to negotiate anything right now.
I thought he signed an extension already. I
think,
could be wrong.
Well, gosh, I'm drawing a blank. I'm going to mess up his name. The other wide receiver they have.
T. Higgins.
Yeah. Didn't he just sign the franchise tag?
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because now that I'm looking it up, I think they are still working on a contract for him.
I didn't think Jamar Chase was at that point yet. So,
well, yeah, like I didn't really remember hearing any talks of contract stuff for him, so that's why it threw me off. I was like, wait, what? Because I was kind of like you. I didn't realize he was that close, or I thought he already signed or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. I was like, Jamar Chase wants more money? Or it's like,
yeah, I feel like he's been fairly quiet.
Yeah.
But yeah, T. Higgins did sign the franchise tag. I could have been thinking of that too, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at first too. They're like, didn't they just sign guys?
Same team.
Yeah. Well, there's another report saying that Joe Burrow's ready to play too.
I did see that. So that should be good for, both Chase and Higgins.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do have it on my injury report. So I guess we'll start the injury report for that.
Yeah.
Injury news. Bengals QB Joe Burrow has been fully cleared for contact. It means he gets to wear the red jersey and nobody still touches him.
Yeah, because last season he had the torn wrist ligament in his throwing hand. So since he's been cleared, hopefully he's got full grip and everything.
Yeah.
So
That's a tough one. I can't imagine
especially
wrist
in
ligament.
the throwing hand too. Ooh.
Yeah, it's like you got to grip that ball. You know.
Well,
You
I
got
remember watching the game that he like ended up going out in last year, and like he couldn't even like grip the ball. Like his face was just instant pain when he tried. So like I can't imagine that was an easy one, especially being a quarterback.
I think I remember that game too. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember who they were playing, but I remember watching it.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was like a
Now we're
primetime
gonna.
game, I think.
Odell Beckham on Miami. He's in Miami now. Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, exactly. I was
He's
just
on
about to
the.
say like it's not. I don't think it matters.
He's on the puff. He probably will be on the waiver wire by the end of training camp.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he actually made the team, especially starting on the pup now. Like,
yeah, Rams tight end is Tyler Higbee is on the pup. It's physically unable to perform. If those don't know what those designations are,
and that's just basically saying that there's something going on that you're not fit or medically cleared to be on the field.
right.
It's not always a huge deal. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's just, oh, you got a stub toe, wait a week. Oh, hey, you're off.
The first round wide receiver Ricky Pearsall for the 49ers is on the pup for a hamstring.
Saw that. He's interesting to me if something happens with Ayuk.
Yes.
Because I kind of thought that in the draft, like when they picked him, where they picked him, I was like, ooh, could this mean Debo or Ayuk are going? But nothing's happened, so he's interesting to me.
You know, a lot of these reports are, I'm looking at some of these reports that I'm grabbing. It has a lot of Adam Schefter on it.
I have noticed most of my stuff comes from Schefter or like the Sleeper app.
Yes, we need to get Schefter on the show.
Right.
Let's reach high. Let's reach high. Okay. Vikings tight end TJ Hawkinson is considered well ahead of his recovery from his ACL this year.
So he's on track.
Yeah.
Because everybody's well ahead of schedule.
And here's something that might affect some people. Joe Mixon is not practicing with the Texans today. And that was 2 days ago.
Okay.
Or no, and he did not practice on Saturday either.
Okay.
And the new Texans running back, Cam Akers, was spotted at practice. Ooh.
And probably just got some stuff going on. I mean, he's Joe Mixon. Does he really have to practice?
No. Well, then they're making a big deal about these running backs, and they still have Dameon Pierce.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And so with the Cam Akers news, like, do they just not trust Pierce? And they're looking for somebody to maybe surpass him? Or are they just looking for extra depth just in case?
I think just extra depth and the fact that Joe Mixon is not practicing.
Yeah. Well, and too, Dameon Pierce had like no draft capital, so the team really has no obligation, or probably feels like they have no obligation to make him a part of the team. So could be part of the reason bringing Cam Akers in.
So do you have any news or notes that I maybe missed?
Ooh, I think we were talking before we started recording, and there was one. Did we mention the Nick Chubb thing?
No, we have not.
So Nick Chubb is going to be starting on the pup for the Browns. So he's coming off was it ACL or Achilles for Chubb? I don't remember.
I think it was I don't know.
This says knee.
Knee, so probably
ACL.
ACL.
If I'm wrong.
And then I guess
sorry guys.
And then the Jameson Williams looks stronger. That's just hype. But he
Yeah.
looks stronger.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah, other than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was really all I saw. Besides, all systems go for Anthony Richardson.
Yes.
But I think everybody pretty much expected that one, especially when he got injured last season was pretty early.
Yeah, and he had all season to get ready. I'm like, oh, there's... Okay, I know I said I wouldn't do this, but yeah, there's a rumor out there that Russell Wilson might get cut from the Pittsburgh Steelers. But that's just coming from just people on the web writing reports.
Okay, I was going to say, I have not seen these rumors. That is interesting.
It's from X.
Oh, okay. Was it like a reliable source on X or
Probably
just
not. It was
random people?
It's just a random stuff, random articles being made. People that
so it's
has
not like...
their just it's like a person who decided I'm making a Twitter account and I'm going to report on the NFL, but I have no credibility or anything like that.
Okay.
So
it's not
that's
a
what I
credible,
think.
reliable source.
Probably not.
So they're just trying to get clicks and stir up drama.
It was the same one that said that they might trade Justin Fields somewheres.
They just traded for him. Why would they trade him away?
I know.
Like, he's their backup plan if Russ sucks.
Yes. Oh, we'll see what happens.
People will do
That's
anything
my Russell Wilson
to get
news.
their little 5 seconds of fame nowadays.
Yeah, I know.
Of course, you had to bring in freaking Russell Wilson again.
Well, I was going to go Russell Wilson free this time, but what the hell? Let's bring him up.
See, hey, I've been good. I have not brought up at all. Okay.
Although we can actually see it through those who are watching.
Oh yeah, those on the podcast side. I was pointing at my Eagles jersey in the background.
So we are on YouTube too. So those people that are listening to the podcast. But don't forget to like us on Spotify.
Yes, and I'm trying to look up our YouTube handle right now because I don't remember it off the top of my head as of yet. So youtube.com/@thefantasytailgate, or just look up the fantasy tailgate and it'll pop up.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, because I was able to get permission from the commissioner of my auction league to drop the audio version into the Sleeper app into our league page.
Oh, very cool. Nice.
So I got hopefully people will listen to it from that league, but we'll see.
Cool. Yeah, the commissioner of the auction league I'm in, actually, ironically, sent out a text to everybody yesterday. He dropped an episode of his, which I'll shout him out right now once I remember what his name is. I think he goes by Ed Weirdo. But we were texting back and forth, and I was like, hey, if you want somebody to come on, let me know. And he was like, oh, for sure. So I might be going on his at some point. So I'll definitely drop our podcast on there.
Hey. So, all right. Let's transition into...
At Ed Weirdo, by the way. Hey, Ed.
Ed Weirdo, okay.
Yes.
Or at Ed Weirdo?
Yeah, I think it's youtube.com/@EdWeirdo, all one word.
Okay. I'll have to try to look that up and take a gander at it.
I think he's mostly talking about our league specifically, but I mean, he does touch on news and stuff like that too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna try to fit into today's episode a little bit of us talking about our league. So, yeah. But I think we're gonna do running back 1 versus running back 2.
Do you want to explain that a little bit, or you want me to?
Okay, so what we did, this is you pick a team that has a running back 1 and 2 competition going on, and we just kind of compared their ADP and their ECR, which I'm drawing a blank on what that is.
Expert consensus ranking. So it's basically
Got
they
it.
pulled like 7,500 different experts in the fantasy football league or world and took their average of where the experts believe these guys should be ranked.
Okay, and so I picked a team that has a running back situation, which it is a running back situation no matter how you look at it, because of the talent. But I picked the Seattle Seahawks, Kenneth Walker versus Zach Charbonnet.
It's a good one.
So, Kenneth Walker, I mean, his ADP, I mean, it's technically there's no real competition actually if you go by the ADP and ECR, because Kenneth Walker's ADP is 45.
Okay.
And Zach Charbonnet's is 125.
Okay. But so I think we wanted to talk about this for this reason specifically, kind of. So
Right.
Charbonnet is going much later than Walker, correct?
That's correct, yes.
But if you think they're going to have very similar production, is it worth getting Walker at the higher draft price? Or is it better to just take somebody else where Walker might be going, wait a few more rounds, and then get Charbonnet and still be hopefully satisfied with the production, but spending a later draft pick on it?
Yes, that's I would wait for the lower cost running back. Because you never, I mean,
where'd you say Walker was going again?
Walker was going 45.
Is that RB 45 or 45 overall?
45 overall. So, yeah, 45, that's about, well, in a 10-team league, that's in the 4th round, you said?
It's a 12 team, it'd be beginning of the
Okay.
5th, I think.
Beginning of the 5th, okay.
Yeah.
And then 125, that's
Much further down.
way further down. That's like in close to the end of the draft, depending on the size of the draft. So yeah, taking the value of
145?
125. 25.
So that'd be 10th, 11th round?
10th, 11th round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good value to take.
Oh, yeah,
especially
it's quite a ways down there.
Because Kenneth Walker does have the ability to get injured.
Yes.
And so depending on offensive philosophy, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be a run and gun or a gun and run type of situation because of their offensive coordinator, that they might be mixing up the running back. They might go with running back by committee because they need that running back to get things going, to spread the offense around.
Which, if that's the case, if it is a committee and they're going to be running the ball quite a bit, both guys are going to have value. So really, it's just whichever one you want. It's personal preference on this one, I think.
You might get a good flex out of Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was mine.
Right, so that was... You want me to take the next one?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I'll start with the one that I actually believe could go either way. I know we did 2 teams. My second team, I'm not so good on anymore. But first one I did the Miami Dolphins. So Devon Achane and Raheem Mostert. So right now, Achane is going as the running back 9. So 20th overall. So that's back of the second round. And then Raheem Mostert is going as the running back 27, 85th overall. So what would 85 be? So that's 7th round.
7th round. Okay.
Raheem Mostert ended last year as the running back 2 in fantasy football, and now he's going in the 7th round. Or you have to spend, what did I say, Achan was a 2nd round pick on Devon Achan. I think they're still going to be splitting pretty evenly. Like, I think they are going to
Right.
lean more on Achan, but I think it's going to be even enough that I'm okay getting either guy, and especially Mostert in the 7th. There's in the 2nd, I think I would much rather have other players than Achan.
Yes, exactly. And Mostart, you know they're going to have packages for Mostart specifically because he's that type of player. He did so well for you last year. So why wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, and I don't think like he had all that production, all that work last year. Like they're not just gonna, oh, Achan, it's all you now. Like no, he's still going to get the work. It's just probably not going to be as much as he had last year. I don't think he's going to be the RB2, but I still think he has a chance at top 24.
Right. Yeah, I'd probably go with that would be one of the guys I would be targeting is him.
Mostert.
I'd actually target both of the guys, but Mostart. You got to go with must start,
Yeah, I mean, if I end up with Achan on my team, great. I just don't want to take him in the 2nd.
Yes, his I think his price is too high for a second-year player. And he's a great running back.
Oh yeah, I would just rather take probably like a wide receiver there, and then just wait 5 more rounds, and then just take his teammate. And I feel like the production is going to be closer than it probably should be.
Right. I mean, you could possibly still get him a few rounds down the road if he drops that far, and depending on the type of league you're drafting with, who knows, he might drop that far.
Achan or Mostert?
Achan.
Oh yeah, no, if Achan drops to the beginning of the 4th, into the 3rd, I'll think about it. I just don't want him in the middle towards the end of the 2nd.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree on that one. So.
Well, so far we've agreed on both.
I know, right? Okay, so wide receivers?
Did you want to do the 2nd team, or how is your 2nd team for running backs?
They're a lot closer than they were with the Seattle Seahawks, and that was Washington Commanders with running backs. Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler.
Oh, okay.
And Robinson is 107 ADP, and Austin Eckler's 95 ADP. So very close still.
Oh, so they're very close. Yeah.
Very close. They're getting That's like that's almost in the same round. Very.
Oh yeah, could be. Yeah, my 2nd team was the Patriots with Ramondre and Antonio Gibson. I don't really want Gibson anymore. I've changed my mind on this one. Like, if you're gonna draft a Patriots running back, it's Ramondre.
Ramondre, he got the bag. He's the number one guy.
Yeah.
So that's the same. I mean, on mine, I'm gonna favor Austin Eckler because he's the one that's had the better career so far, and I think that he's due for a comeback.
I would agree. I would go Eckler if I'm going for a Commander running back.
Yeah, and Brian Robinson was pretty good the first year or so when he got back from his injury or his being shot. But the last year he didn't prove much. I don't think.
Yeah, no.
Or I should say, I think.
Actually, I think he did pretty decent last year. I don't have the numbers in front of me. But.
Do we want to save wide receivers for another day? And move on to maybe...
It's up to you.
We'll save wide receivers for another day, and we're going to move into... We're going to talk about the maximum effort Fantasy Football League, which is our main league.
Ooh, yes. What are we going to talk about? Our main league.
Oh, well, I mean, we can talk about you as the commissioner. How many years have we been doing this one?
Ooh, that is a very good question. If you want to give like a general rundown of our league, I will look up how long we've been doing it.
Okay, okay. The league is your first team. The first team in the league is you, of course. The Willie Westside 12, and you don't really have much
Okay,
of
in my
other name
defense,
besides that.
My username, I was watching a lot of How I Met Your Mother when I created the username Teddy Westside. I just made it Willie Westside. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. My team name is usually Philly Northwest. Okay.
I thought it had something to do with Philly, like the west side of Philly or something, like maybe a
that
Will
was
Smith
just
type.
no, it was Ted Mosby.
Ted Mosby, because the west side, like the west side of Philly, born and raised to the playground. Yeah, whatever.
Oh,
I'm not Will
yeah.
Smith.
That would make sense, but no, my team name I choose now it's Philly Northwest, and then the
Philly
acronym
Northwest.
is PNW, like Pacific Northwest Philly.
Yeah. So the next team is
We are going
Swaggerty.
into our seventh year this year.
Seventh year, yes, and I still haven't won that coveted trophy.
I have
belt.
a couple times.
Yeah, you've had it a couple times.
Yep.
So yes, Swaggerty is this another team. That's basically a family member of ours.
Yeah,
You know, like a brother to you, sort of.
Stepbrother, basically.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
Then I not sure how this name is pronounced.
I believe it is Golfer DUI. It is so I used to work construction, and this was an electrician that was on a couple jobs that I did, and we got to talking about fantasy football, and I was like, hey, I might have a spot opening up in my dynasty league if you'd want to join. And he was like, yeah, sure. So that's where that guy comes from.
Okay. Goffer DUI. Yes, he actually did he win it this year?
Ooh,
yeah,
no,
he won
I
the
think
championship.
He took second. I believe JJ Tin Man won this year.
Oh, JJ Tin Man. Okay.
Yep.
It was either him or JJ. Oh, I don't think he made it to the championship because he's draft position number 5.
But he could have traded for that.
Okay. Well, you still have your actual draft position.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. He wasn't in the playoffs. The championship this last year was JJ Tin Man and Take Notes, which we'll get to who that is here in a little bit.
Oh yeah. And then there comes my team, Blank Yourself. I mean, you can figure out what I'm talking about that. It's because I always have bad luck in this freaking league. One time I got lucky and made it to the championship. The running back for your team went off and beat me.
Saquon.
Yep. So, and then we got team name Laces Were Out.
Yep, that's my buddy Luke, and that is a Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura reference.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Laces out, Dan.
That's a great movie. It's still funny as hell.
Love that movie. Both of them. The first one might not sit well with a lot of people nowadays, but it's common. Nope. Get over it.
Yep. And then 6 is Nerf Batman, and that's actually my oldest son.
Yep. Zach.
And he likes Batman. And apparently Nerf guns.
So do I.
Or is he talking
I
about
think
Nerf herder?
Nerf's.
I don't know.
I think it's like a gaming thing.
It's a gaming thing, and he explained it to me once before, but I don't
That just
listen.
makes me realize how old I am at heart
I know.
saying those words out loud.
Yep. So and then we got here, more family. Calvin Wright 2. And
Yep. So I got
those
my brother Calvin, and then his brother, and also my brother Nick is team Take Notes, he was in the championship last year.
Yeah.
So they're both in there.
And those who actually pay attention to this podcast, or if you've caught up on the podcast, if you've started listening or watching, Calvin was in our mock draft episode.
Oh, yes. Go back and check that one out if you haven't.
So which we should try to get more of the team members on here to do mock drafts with us.
Yeah. Even if they're not on camera, we should see if we can get them just in the draft.
Yeah, because all I have to do is just use my phone and call them.
Yeah.
So, but, then JJ Tin Man, which is defending champion. Oh, yep. JJ Tin Man 69.
Oh yeah, don't forget that part. Sorry, Jamie, my bad.
You got to acknowledge the 69.
Yeah. And then the next guy, to round out the league, this is a 10-man league or 10-person league, is actually JJ Tin Man's, I believe, cousin. He goes by the Dude Abides 12, but his name is Ted.
His name's Ted.
I also used to work with. Yeah.
And so the Dude Abides, that's also a Big Lebowski.
Correct. I believe that
the dude
Big Lebowski is Ted's favorite movie. So that would make sense.
That's such a good movie though. Such a freaking good movie.
Have you, quick tangent here, have you ever seen the movie, or not movie, TV show Preacher?
Oh, Preacher.
It's based off a comic book. Yet. It's Seth Rogen and I believe Evan Goldberg do it. He's a preacher who gets his power, and there's vampires and stuff in it. But anyway, there's one of the main characters is a vampire, and he, throughout the entire 4 seasons of the series, is always talking shit about the Big Lebowski and the Coen brothers and how they make movies, and how he thinks that Big Lebowski's so overrated and doesn't get why people like it. And every time he brings it up, one of the other characters is like, "Will you just let it go, man? Come on."
I might have to check it out. Preacher, huh?
It gets weird. Fair warning.
Okay. So now since we went through the teams, these are the standings from last year. I mean, this is before playoffs, but at the end of the season standings. We know who won the playoffs. So the top seeded team was your team, William. You were 13-2.
Okay. I'm surprised because I haven't looked at this since last year. So all this, I'm like, oh yeah, cool.
Laces were out with 10-5. Take Notes was 10-5. JJ the champ was 9-6. That just shows it doesn't matter your record in regular league. Just make the playoffs.
Yeah, if you barely squeeze into the playoffs, you have a chance at winning the championship.
Yep. And there was 3 teams that I could have made the playoffs that was the same record. Swaggerty and Goffer DUI was 9-6, all 3 of them. And there was probably just tiebreakers, broke the tie and gave the champion his championship.
Well, and if I'm remembering correctly, you'd think I would. I started the league. But this last year, we only had 4 teams make the playoffs, correct?
That's true.
Yes. So this year, transitioning into this year, we're doing 6 teams make the playoffs. Right? I did make that change?
Yes, you did.
I think I did. Okay.
We got 6 teams. 2's going to have a bye. The top 2 teams, I'm assuming.
Yep.
And yeah. So if it was this,
And we
if
don't
it
have
was these,
divisions, so it's just the whole league against everybody.
I kind of like it. No divisions. I mean, just
Yeah.
everybody against every. You see where you're standing for the
Yeah.
playoffs or whatever. There's 6 teams.
Mhm.
You need to get at least to that 6th spot.
Yeah.
And then
Really quick, if you're on the YouTube
Huh.
side, I'm showing you the standings from last year here on the screen, so you can see that in our records and everything.
That's what I'm going off of. Yeah. And then I was in the top 3, which sucks because I did trade away my number 1 draft pick to Nerf Batman. And he's going to
finish
have
right behind you.
Yep. He's going to have the 2nd pick overall and the 3rd pick overall.
Yep. I'm trying to see if I can get to our draft board
Ooh.
here.
Unless I could get him to swap picks with me again when he takes me out for dinner for my birthday tomorrow.
Oh, there you go.
It's a birthday gift, Zach. That's why it's called a gift. No. Give me my spot
again,
back.
if you're on YouTube, you can see our rookie draft board is up here, so you can kind of see. There's a couple picks that got traded. Looks like only 3 for this year, but there you go. Yeah, so Zach has the number 2 and number 3 pick this year.
Yep. That's all because I wanted Josh Allen back.
Do what you got to do, man.
Yep. Well, I have my quarterback that I really wanted. I should have never traded him away. So, but I think, you know what? I think for now, we can kind of table this discussion for next time, too. We can go even further into our league. All righty. Well, thank you guys for listening to the comedy.
Just change the format of the show. Like, these are things you should let me know, Howard.
I almost said the comedy podcast.
I need to know if I need to be writing jokes or looking up stats, okay? It's very important. Because I'm going to do it like 30 minutes before we record.
Thank you for listening to the fantasy pod. The fantasy See, I was so confident going into that comedy. And confident at all, because when we started out, I did it perfect. And now I'm confident. It's like, now I'm not going to mess this up. Yeah. Now I can't even freaking say it.
I'm leaving this in, by the
way. That's awesome. Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Tailgate podcast. Damn it. I got to get back in front of that mirror and do that again over and over again.
Oh, man.
Oh, knee slapping fun. Inside joke.
Oh, God, there we go.
So, take a look at our socials, which is
we'll
usually
have those posted
in the. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
pretty much same as before.
And if you're listening to a podcast, don't forget to rate or like us or follow us so we get more out there to other people in podcast land. And if you're you might as well
comment,
look at the
subscribe, share.
And take a look at us. Not like we're saying we're good to look at, but yeah.
You can judge for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, we
on
even
YouTube.
Vogue. It's cool. I only do the same 2 things, but
Vogue. There's a third thing.
Anyway.
We're off the rails now. Okay. Thank you guys for listening. And what's the YouTube handle? Or
we are at the Fantasy Tailgate.
At the Fantasy Tailgate. Yep. Look us up on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been fun. We will
see you guys.
Talk to you later. See you next time.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Tailgate podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe to help us continue to grow. Also, Follow us on our socials and join us again next